Ladies and gentlemen, this is JW Schmo from After Hour Gaming League's B League Raytheon team. Thank you for joining me today to watch Game 4 of the matchup between Raytheon versus Amazon. In the upper left-hand corner, we've got the ever-fantastic Sancho for Team Amazon as the orange Zerg. And in the bottom right-hand corner, believe it or not, is the very first game that I've played for Team Raytheon as JW Shimo, and that is me playing as the Red Protoss. And I can already tell you right off the bat, I am very embarrassed to be casting my own game, but I didn't really feel like paying someone else to do it, so you'll be listening to me talk about myself. I guess I'll have to get used to it. Alright, so we've got just a very basic, I can even tell you what I was thinking right here. I'm thinking pylon. Put it down. It was about up. That was the length of my thought process. I did go and scout here on the fast expansion, and I will note that what you are going to see here is a lack of maintaining that scouting here at the natural. We do see the forge go down. That's usually indicative of a wall-off situation to allow Protoss to get their natural up very quickly. Alright, and you're probably interested in seeing some unit counts. So again, 14 and 15 here. Now with this probe, really should have kept the probe here. We're going to pause it right here. And we've got a probe. Let's see, the probe's right here. Really, quite honestly, probe is right here. Probe should have been right here. Really should have just been watching this. And after much contemplation and soul searching, I realize I goofed. So sue me. Alright, so anyway, can't control that. Laying down the other pylon here on the other side, really focusing on forcing the engagement right here, and even still really just trying to wall this off so that there's nothing coming in. Again, probe just not here in time for this hatchery. Now usually what I will do is, if the overlord is indeed not there, I will go down and lay down a set of pylons either right there or right along here. In this case, with that overlord there, that type of gameplay is not the most effective. I will lay down a pylon here as kind of a watch for his third to come down. This is good, so I will take down one of Sancho's drones. And as an addendum to that, one of his overlords will fall, so we will see that happen. However, that's not going to affect Sancho too much, in that simply I got lucky, and he's still making another overlord. So we do see some scouting going on here, trying to hold on to the probe. Really, the plan here was keep the probe alive, and then that way I can pylon here and then eventually go into his natural. That, as you will see later on in the game, does not happen at all. I think really what I'm trying to do here is defend my thought processy and saying it wasn't the fact that I didn't know my strategy, it was simply that I'm still learning to execute. Alright, so we've got, let's see here, about 7 drones coming down, filling out Sancho's expansion. Myself, a little bit slow here in getting my own expansion out. Do have my zealot coming down, and a pretty good worker line going. Let's see, units are about even for the mining here on both sides, about even. So we will see that Sancho is going to have vision on his third. You will see that pylon right here. Alright, and just again some more vision going on here. And some Zerglings coming out for Sancho. Doing some scouting. Looks like he's going to make sure to take out that pylon. Make sure that puppy's gone. Excuse the lag, I'm not entirely sure why that's going down. We do see, for myself, the second and third gateway going down, and a little slacking here on getting the warp gate researched. I won't lie, that should have been started a little bit earlier. A little bit slow there on my part. Do see some pylons going down, and a little bit better here with the resource management, as we see Sancho really dumping the resources here, or excuse me, not really getting a good resource count. All right, so we do see, let's see, about 9 Zerglings up here. These guys are going to take out the Zealot here shortly. The Zealot's just sitting there kind of like, oh my goodness. So not the best micro on either side. Did lose one Zergling. So let's see here. Let's see, where is units lost? Units lost. So about even. About even on units lost. Really, that Overlord really helped with that kill. Alright, so as a result of that, we do see the second and third cannon going down. And we do see the probe kind of leaving, trying to get out of the way of that Overlord. And it's going to lay down this nice little pylon. Now, I am going to make the argument here. Let me bring this right back. Okay, so right here you'll notice that there is this line right here. So this pylon, if someone comes up to this watchtower, right, they're not going to see that pylon. I'm very proud of that. It took me a very long time to practice such things in this game, quite honestly. Alright, so we do see a substantial amount of resources for Sancho, and looks like he's going to lose a couple Zerglings, and we do see his third go down. And we're right about the 8-minute mark. So about right now, quite honestly, I should also have been throwing down my third probably in about the next minute or so. And you'll see me falling a little bit short of that, which is a wee bit unfortunate. Again, some good scouting by Sancho, really getting some good map control here, focusing in on building his economy, right? And you'll also see that my probe count starts to fall behind Sancho's. Yeah, no defense there, other than to say, oops, really should have been pushing on that. Didn't, but that's okay. Alright, so we're seeing a couple more gateways, another robotics bay, and the push really here is for Colossi. Alright, so let's just take a look at this. So Sancho really has this down, right? He can see pretty much everything, not really going to get around him too easily. I mean, really, there's a very, very small path for any type of scouting. So we do see here Sancho, we do see some scouting going on here, but even still, just not really effective on the scouting from Red's standpoint. We do see the warp prism go down. Too many observers here on his third. Not very good utilization of such a handy mid-game scout. Really should have probably had about 2 more. And the placement ought to have been in this area right here. So we should have had kind of this whole area scouted out from a Protoss standpoint. And you do see Sancho laying down his hatchery for his resource of a larva, and his missile attacks going down. And again, I have to say that from Raytheon, we love our research. And really looks like Sancho's going Roach, and I can tell you from experience, he definitely goes Roaches. Alright, so we see myself laying down my Colossus and some sentries. And you're really going to see here, Sancho's going to see the fact that this warp prism is there, without a doubt. And you do see a little bit of play here by myself using the warp prism, not so much to engage, but really to kind of keep these roaches back. And that does allow me to go and get my expansion. Again, way late. Really should have been about 2 to 3 minutes earlier. But we do see that third going down here at the, or we will see it going down here shortly in the next, in about the 13-minute mark. Alright, so we do see some play here. These roaches really maneuvering to keep this warp prism from getting too ugly. And some more research. Alright, so the one thing to note here is a little bit of poor play on my part. So if you look at my base, I have this area scouted out. Let me go over it here. I got this area scouted out, and I got this area scouted out, right? I have no idea what's going on right here. Not a clue. Now, the addendum to that is that Sancho, literally the only part he can't see is right here and right here. So pretty much everything else, I should add this right here. So pretty much this entire expansion right here, or this entire expanseway right here and right here, and then over here, he sees pretty much every single entranceway into his base. And this is key from his standpoint. This gives him a decided one up, if you will, from a vision standpoint. And if you listen to the critiques from my teammates, I am decidedly lacking in my ability to scout. And I admit it. That is one thing I definitely struggle with. Alright, so we do see a 2-to-1 food count here. Sancho almost maxing out, while myself not even at 100 yet. And we do see another Colossus coming down, and we do see a Phoenix coming down. And that Expo also, that third coming down. Alright, so I have, we do see the roaches kind of coalesce here. And he's going to make a push, because there's really not too much else he can do here but push. And just a massive amount of roaches. Just a huge amount of roaches. Again. So a little bit out of position on my part here. I've got half of my units at my third and half at my natural. You will notice that I am spending a fair amount of time up here engaging in what is essentially a zealot drop. Not exactly the best use of my time. And also, I did just finish researching the speed lot. But we will see just a huge amount of roaches coming down. And again, just no knowledge, no knowledge, right, of this whole area, which would have been useful, if I do say so myself. Alright, so we do see that coming down. And again, understand here that right now I am, originally these zealots were going after this queen, but then I start target firing these drones here. I can tell you that why, because boy, I was living it. Target firing, got a little too excited, and we see this wonderful event, and nothing on my part. Depression. So he's going to waltz right in here and just start taking out my units. These two Colossus are going to start to fall almost immediately, and really a struggle here on my part to really get this going. Really should have had a wall off. Let me just say that there should have been a wall off on my part here from those sentries. Did not happen, and as a result we see this atrocity. Just terrible, terrible, terrible. This was depressing for me. I was very sad, I won't lie. Alright, so this third is going to fall quite handedly. I will note that this mothership core, very handy in taking out some of these roaches, but just not enough. Again, not enough. And Sancho really taking the cake here, really doing some damage, quite honestly. Alright, so some decent micro here. This is some good micro play on these stalkers. I can micro halfway decently with these stalkers. Won't lie. It's something I can do halfway decently. But not nearly as good as I'd have liked to. And again, Sancho bringing in some more roaches. You know, I'm just mesmerized by this, I won't lie. This is my first time watching the whole thing as it unfolds, just watching just the number of roaches and the counter that should have happened, quite frankly. Now, some good zealot play here on my part. Really a good use here, coupled with this Colossus, is going to push back this attack. But even now, I mean, it just, the game, you know, we're still at a 2-to-1 unit count. 2-to-1 unit count. And just more roaches coming in. We are going to see a transition here. This set of 3 Stargates is always good. I will note that these corruptors did take out that, what do we want to call it, that warp prism. Alright, so these Phoenixes just going to come in and do a little damage. Going to take out a couple of these Overlords, but at this point kind of useless because the cluster of Overlords is right about here. And unless I go and engage that unit set, it's not really going to do much. Alright, so again, would have been nice had I, you know, been a little bit more engaging, if you will. Sancho at this point really just building up his army. I would make an argument that there should have been some research here. But going for Spire, going for Greater Spire, so making a play for the ever infamous Broodlord. And we're just going to waltz by. And now, really a little bit late with these Phoenixes, really cleaning up a little bit late. And gives Sancho really a good spot to be in. Alright, so we're going to see some more roaches coming down, and myself just really low on minerals, really struggling here. You'll see a distinct drop in the number of number of probes, and then obviously the fact that down here all these probes really aren't mining, and over here I could have been a little bit more efficient with my probe count. That's a problem. Alright, so let me pause it right here. So right now I'm not really seeing what's going on right here. We're going to see this attack come in. Going to kind of decimate this one pylon. And we are going to see a good laydown of these zealots, which is good. You can't argue with this fact. These corruptors are going to fall. And these 2 Colossus are in fact going to do a halfway decent job of keeping Sancho at bay. But again, I would note this is a little bit of a losing match on my part. These Colossus are going to fall, but these Void Rays that are now here, good addition. Can't really touch those, and the Zealot push, solid. Again, just really can't compete with the amount of minerals here that Sancho has. Sancho really making a case for doing a substantial amount of roaches, and we're going to see that myself is out at my main and really struggling here to keep this as a close matchup. And again, not really any point to killing off these drones, not really doing a huge amount of damage. Going to run from the corruptors, a little bit of harass, but again, not really doing much, right? I mean, we're still at 56 drones to 45 probes, so definitely could have gone with some more probes, and certainly not enough probes mining, as evidence there. And again, now Sancho is upgraded. He's included infestors into his mix. That's always a dangerous situation to be in from a Protoss standpoint. And really myself just trying to get a foothold on my third. It's a little too late for that. Frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Very frustrating. Alright, so the Broodlords are going to go down. Spine Crawlers are going to go down. And just some Void Rays. Really struggling here to make a difference. Obviously way too much gas for what's needed. Putting down some Void Rays again. Just trying to scout. At this point, a little bit better map visibility, a little bit less map visibility for Sancho. Obviously these Zerglings are helping, letting him know when he needs to be worried about something. But again, just really I'm not gonna lie, a little frustrating, not the best map control on my part. Alright, so we're going to see 6 of these Void Rays, and obviously this Nexus is going down, not going to finish in time. I think that's going to be a cancel here real quick. Right about here, it's going to be a cancel. Yep. Alright. And we're going to watch as this Phoenix falls. And we are going to see a good number of Void Rays coming out. So this is, halfway decent. Halfway decent. Could have been worse. Still frustrating. A lot of brood lords coming in. That's always troubling. Really not much of a counter here for Sancho as far as the Void Rays. Probably could have done a bit more damage. Just going to have to move back. I mean, with all of these Marines here, there's really no way these Void Rays are going to be doing anything but running. And these Marines just, they don't stop. We are going to see the Mothership Core fall. Not too much here that can be done, other than just, kind of just letting it come in. These Zerglings, really playing conservatively. Some Dark Templar Shrine going down. And right about here, this is where then it becomes interesting. I can finally counter, and you see me do such. Yep, yes you do. And you are going to see these Broodlords fall pretty quickly to these Void Rays. No doubt about it. Again, frustrating to watch as just so many Void Rays fall. We are going to see a good Dark Templar play right here against these Infestors. So that natural is going to fall. But these Infestors are going to fall to these Dark Templar. And we are going to see these Void Rays clean up quite nicely the large number of Terran Marines. But again, these Void Rays, just, there's really not too much to be said about it, other than the simple fact that it's kind of game over. Maybe if I hadn't messed around with these Zerglings, but still, 6,000 minerals at this point, not too much that can be done. And these Void Rays are just going to get eaten alive by these Corruptors. I believe there's a little bit of micro here, good micro on my part, but again, just not enough. Too little focus, too late, quite frankly. So we do see those Void Rays coming out. 2 Void Rays left behind, not good. And we are going to see just enough. Some Dark Templar play right here. Some good counter here, but again, just not enough. Really, quite quite honestly, not enough. And we are going to see these void rays falling to these corruptors right here. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to probably be game right about now. Because that's it. Again, Sancho, well played. Well done, sir. And that puts Raytheon falling to 2-2 in this matchup. Unable to come out with a win in the regular season, if you will, and we will have to go to a tiebreaker matchup between Raytheon and Amazon. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's stay tuned for Game 5 of this matchup. And thank you for watching. This is JW Schmo from Team Raytheon's B League for After Hour Gaming League. Good night.